Coming soon on video and DVD. Be our guest. Be our guest.
Walt Disney Pictures presents one of the most magical, musical, and magnificent Disney masterpieces of all, Beauty and the Beast. And now, this enchanting and timeless classic has something new, something extraordinary you've never seen.
There may be something there that wasn't there before.
What's there, Mama?
A spectacular all-new musical number.
When we reviewed the film itself, we found this one song called Human Again that never made it in.
Did you see that?
It really was groundbreaking in terms of the sophistication of the score. There is an element of discovery after all these years to finally have it in the animated feature.
The decision to put Human Again into the feature came as a result of the song's extraordinary success in the Broadway presentation of Beauty and the Beast.
So we thought, wouldn't it be fun to take this song when all the objects can tell you what it means that this spell might be broken and they would be human again?
2 years were spent storyboarding, orchestrating, and animating what was one of the last collaborative efforts of Academy Award-winning composers Alan Menken and the late Howard Ashman.
It's a very emotional project for me, thinking about Howard especially. We worked so hard on this picture, and yet he died 6 months before it was released.
There's that dedication on Beauty and the Beast that says to our friend Howard, who gave a mermaid her voice and a beast his soul, we'll be forever grateful. Well, this is one of the ways that we can be forever grateful is by putting this song back in.
So now, the only animated film to be nominated for a Best Picture Academy Award and winner of the Golden Globe for Best Picture will sweep you off your feet as never before. No video collection is complete without the special edition of Walt Disney Pictures' Beauty and the Beast. Premiering on Disney DVD and Video, Fall 2002. It was the moment that changed her life forever, taking her to a place she'd never been, to a life she dared only dream about. Discover what comes after Happily Ever After as Walt Disney's most enchanting fairy tale continues. Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True. The life of an ordinary girl becomes extraordinary in an all-new full-length adventure.
I have to try this my way.
Featuring your favorite characters from one of Disney's greatest treasures, Cinderella.
Maybe it's time to start following your heart.
Now this is more like it.
And a new rendition of the Oscar-nominated classic Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, together with 3 brand new songs. The magic lives on.
Someday I'll get this princess thing right.
I think that day is today.
Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True. Premiering only on Disney DVD and Video, February 26th.
Toch, ani kagan Mark Okrand esito. Hi, my name is Mark Okrand, and I'm here with today's lesson in Atlantean. What I'll do is I'll say the word in English, then I'll say the word in Atlantean twice. And after I say it the second time, then you repeat it back, okay? Hello. Supak. Supak. More informally, you can just say hi to somebody. That's toch. Toch. Goodbye. Gamok. Gamok. The word for yes. Teague. Teague. And the word for no. Quam. Quam. Good, yeah, that's it. Now let's try some phrases. Probably the most likely one you are to use if you're in Atlantis is a phrase that means, I don't understand. That'll get you out of a little bit of trouble. But don't say it too well. If you say it too well, they'll think you do understand. They won't believe you. I don't understand is pomdoyenikik. Pomdoyenikik. Another very useful phrase when you're wandering around Atlantis is, where is the toilet, please? Beket, let pewati kudetota. Beket, let pewati kudetota. If you're feeling really confident in the language, you want to ask for something a little bit more elaborate, a little more complex. You want to go look at the lava whales and find out where to do that from. You can say, where's the best place from which to view the lava whales? Ketakenkem obes sag sapoche kikyos la narba degbeiti kudetota. Ketakenkem obes sag sapoche kikyos la narba degbeiti kudetota.
Welcome to the... Discover some of the many theories surrounding this legendary lost land. Stonehenge, the Great Pyramids, the Bermuda Triangle. For centuries, man has sought answers to the world's greatest mysteries, such as the location of a legendary lost continent called Atlantis, thought to exist over 10,000 years ago. But is it true? One theory suggests that a cataclysmic earthquake or tidal wave sank Atlantis into the sea, like the volcanic eruption around 1500 BC that sank the Greek island of Thera. Was Thera the real Atlantis? If Atlantis did sink, it could be in a part of the ocean so deep it's beyond our reach, such as the Mariana Trench off the coast of Guam. But these are just two of the possible places where Atlantis may lie. Detailed accounts of Atlantis, including those from the Greek philosopher Plato around 370 BC, described an island empire somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Some suggest that Atlantis had technology, machinery, and medicine far superior to today's. As man's fascination with this lost continent continues, more theories are likely to surface. In the quest to prove the existence of legends such as Atlantis, scientists often turn to ancient manuscripts, scrolls, and other writings. But most of these important resources have been lost through the ages. Some were burned by invading armies. Others were written on materials that have deteriorated over time. And still others may lie hidden in areas unknown. The Dead Sea Scrolls are one such example. Dating back 2,000 years, these manuscripts were found in a cave near the Dead Sea, where they were sheltered from man and the elements over the centuries. But such findings are rare. If there were scrolls that gave a first-hand account of the existence of Atlantis, such as the fictitious Shepherd's Journal in the movie, you can bet scientists and explorers like Milo would love to get their hands on it. It might unlock secrets about Atlantis, such as its culture and history, and most important, its location. But such an artifact could be difficult to interpret if it's written in a language that's no longer spoken, called a dead language. Or it might not be in a language at all, but in symbols, like the hieroglyphics discovered in the Great Pyramids of Egypt. By studying these types of ancient writings, scientists can piece together the past and theorize about events that happened, which could lead to the discovery of Atlantis. If Atlantis were sitting at the bottom of the sea, explorers would need a highly sophisticated submarine in order to safely reach it. Plans for the world's first submarine were developed as early as 1578 by a British mathematician, but it wasn't until 40 years later that one was actually built. Of course, it was little more than a submersible rowboat with an air tube. More advanced models were developed over the next 3 centuries by different inventors around the world, and the propulsion mechanism advanced from hand-cranked oars to engine-powered systems fueled by steam, electricity, gasoline, and finally, nuclear energy. In 1870, author Jules Verne conceived of a long-range submarine of great size and strength that would span the oceans, dive to incredible depths, and contain awesome firepower. This vessel was the inspiration for Verne's novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Dinosaurs were extinct millions of years before man first appeared. So how do we know they existed? Well, have you ever seen a reconstructed dinosaur skeleton in a museum? That's the work of archaeologists who recovered the bones from a dig site. Otherwise, we might never have known about them. So, if there really was an island kingdom of gold and ivory temples and advanced technology called Atlantis, there should be ruins somewhere in the world to prove it existed. These remnants, if ever found, might reveal what daily life was like for the people of Atlantis, and what kind of houses, tools, clothing, and transportation they had. That's the type of information that was unearthed during excavations at the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Pottery, jewelry, and amazing treasures belonging to the ancient Egyptians and their kings were discovered. Bet you never thought you could get that kind of information from digging in the sand. Ever heard of the Loch Ness Monster, or Bigfoot, or unicorns? Legends of strange creatures roaming the earth have been told for countless generations. But are they real, or merely the product of man's vivid imagination? In the movie, a fictional sea creature called the Leviathan was thought to guard the entrance to Atlantis. Feared for its size and strength, it was discovered by the character Milo and the crew to be mechanical. If you believe in such myths, then monsters resembling creepy creatures like giant bugs are probably familiar to you. Or do you side with a group who thinks these tales belong in the fiction section of the library? Many ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and the Mayans of South America, all had thriving societies that were advanced for their time. Well, maybe they didn't have flying fishmobiles, power crystals, or underwater cities, but these so-called primitive cultures weren't as primitive as you might think. Today's engineers remain baffled as to how the Egyptians moved tons of stone to build huge pyramids thousands of years before modern cranes. The Mayans were believed to have hot and cold running water, and an advanced irrigation system for agriculture. They even linked networks of stones like primitive freeways long before rush hour. In the Mediterranean, a shocking discovery was found near an ancient shipwreck. It was a small metal box over 2,000 years old. It can only be described as a form of computer thought to calculate planetary and lunar positions. Such discoveries intrigue and inspire the world's scientists to continue searching for remnants of lost lands, from fictional explorers such as Milo and his grandfather to real-life explorers of today. That's why the great quest to locate Atlantis continues. Discover some of the many theories surrounding this